Good evening. Are you ready for Torah Lesson number 3? This ought to be one you'll enjoy. And I'm going to show you something that nobody's ever shown you before. And that is that God is both male and female. And most of us, through our traditional religious upbringing, have been taught that God is a male. But let me show you real quick how that's not accurate. We find in Genesis chapter 1, when man was created, Adam, that Adam was created in the image of God. I think we can all agree upon that. Yet in chapter 2, we find out that Eve actually was a part of Adam, and that Eve was not a new created being, but Eve was taken from the side of Adam, or some interpret it as the rib of Adam. And because of that, we can understand that the original Adam had both male and female. In other words, the original Adam, as far as we know, might have even been a Siamese twin. We really don't know, except that God did not create a new being when Eve was created. Therefore, the original Adam had both a male and female side to it. And the original Adam, we also know, was created in the image of God. So therefore, we can ascertain from that God both has a male and a female side to God, whatever you think God is. Not only that, but the whole concept of soulmate, that concept comes from the original Jewish culture or Hebrew culture, where our souls are divided in heaven into two halves. One half is stuck in a male body, the other half is stuck in a female body. And if we're fortunate in life, God allows us to cross paths or the opportunity to hook up with our other half. If we're unfortunate, that may never happen. So that is where the whole idea of soulmate comes from, because soul is what we're created in the image of God. God is, who knows what God is? Nobody does. But we do know that there's a soul inside of us, and that soul is the image of God. And it has a positive and a negative, or a female and a male, just like electricity works. That's the way it works. That's why there's good and evil, night and day, land and water, up and down. There is almost to everything an equal and opposite. So we can now shelve the idea of God being male only, or we can shelve the idea of Mother Earth or God being a female. God has both male and female elements, and throughout the Old Testament or Torah or Tanakh, we find God making appearances in the female form, and that can be ascertained by the Hebrew language, which is a gender-specific language. So unless you know the words that are being used to describe God, and you know they're in the female tense or the male tense, you wouldn't know that that was occurring. But it does occur. And the Shekhinah, which was the glory that followed Moses and all the Israelites around in the desert, was a female manifestation of God. So it's quite interesting, and it's a whole new way to look at God, fair and balanced. And that's something for Torah lesson number 3 for you to really ponder on.